Hi, I'm Kim the Chiropractor, showing you ways to move better so you can stay feeling better. Today we're going to tackle the use of smartphones. So commonly I see people on their phones like this or like this. Now what we'll notice with this posture is that my head's really far forward, my shoulders are rounding, I'm creating a rounding in my mid-back and in my lower back. So it's putting a lot of strain in key areas in our spine which doesn't need to be there. The way I like to think of this is, imagine if you're holding anything of significant weight close to you versus further and further away. The closer it is to my body, the easier it is for me to hold on to it, and the longer I'll be able to hold on to it for. The further away from my body, the faster my muscles are going to get fatigued and therefore give me muscle soreness as well. So the more we can keep our spine in neutral position, that takes away the strain on our muscles. And it also means that the muscles aren't pulling on bone, and it's going to look after our spine as well. So the way to do that is we've got a couple of options. I'm going to show you the first one that's talked about most often first, and then I'll show you the second one. So the first one is actually as simple as just shuffling back on your chair and leaning back into the chair rest. And so you'll see already I've got my shoulders sitting over my hips. Now the downside of this one is when I go to look at my phone, you'll notice that my head starts to come forward. So we've solved two of the problems in our lower back and our mid back, but we haven't solved the neck one. So you can then bring your arms up and you can use it like this. Now often what I find is people will do this, but they'll get tired and their arms will drop down again, and then they'll end up getting further and further back into that crouched position. So a way to counter that, if you're sitting at a table, just rest your elbows on the table. And that's going to prop those elbows up and make it easier for you to sit on your phone for a longer period of time. If you're on the couch, grabbing one or two couch cushions and popping them under your arms, that's going to bring it up higher as well. And even if you do end up a little bit like this, this is so much better than this. So remember, sometimes it doesn't have to be all or nothing, but minimizing how bad or how out of alignment we're actually going can make a significant difference to how well our spine copes with it. The final one that's not really talked about is what you can do is you can actually shuffle further forward on your chair. So, and what you're going to do is you're going to pivot at your hips, but you're going to keep the rest of your spine nice and straight. Now, some people that aren't very flexible may want to have their legs further apart, and that's going to allow them that room to lean down. And so you'll notice that my elbows are being supported by my knees. And when I look down at my phone, I'm keeping everything in line. So the head is in line with the shoulders, in line with the hips. So you can almost draw a straight line between the two, or near enough. And that way I can sit using my smartphone for quite a period of time without putting that strain on my spine like I would have been had I been slouching and doing this. So I hope that helps. Once again, I'm Kim the Chiropractor, showing you ways to move better so you can stay feeling better.